What's up, guys? Max Finn here for a very exciting announcement and an exciting video. So the next 15 days, I'm going to be putting out a tip, strategy, hack, whatever you want to call it, a video with really valuable stuff in it for your paid traffic and for your marketing. And why am I doing this? Well, one, I love sharing. Anybody that's followed me knows that I go live a lot. I put out a lot of content because I like teaching, I like coaching, I like training. I love knowing that I can do things over here with our clients on the traffic side and then take that and teach that and help others that don't have access to that level of spend and that type of account and that type of strategy. And that's what I'm really passionate about. Now that ties into the other reason why we're doing this, and that's because on the 15th, we're releasing my second Facebook ad course, paid traffic training, something that I've worked for frankly for a few months. And anytime you do a course, it is a lot of work. It's a massive investment. It's something that doesn't just take a lot of my time. It takes our team's time. It takes resources. It requires me to work weekends, to work nonstop. And I do that because I just love it, right? My first course, AdWeek Academy, was a huge success. One of the, I think it's that one over there, we got a 2 Comic Club award for that course for doing over $1 million. And that course actually has done over $1 million in profit, not just, $1 million in revenue, right? So we did some really amazing things with that course. Obviously, it was a success financially, but more importantly, it helped over 4,000 people run better Facebook ads. 4,000 people now have more profitable Facebook ads for their own brands, for their clients. They've been able to go full-time in an agency and leave their 9 to 5. They've been able to, have their wife stop working or their husband stop working. Then they've been able to do things that they couldn't do before. And that is just so rewarding for me. It just to know that that's happening and see the stories come in and the testimonials come in and the case studies come in. And I want to do that again. Facebook has changed dramatically. They've continued to improve the platform. They've continued to make it more challenging. They've removed features. They've done a lot of things, especially in last year. And I knew I needed to put out a new course to reflect all these changes and to teach things that we're doing internally that are really cool. I mean, we're running some really cool types of accounts for interesting types of businesses, innovative products, services, from the full spectrum of info products, webinar models, to high ticket coaching, physical e-com products, lead gen, financial services, everything you could think of, we're running traffic for it or we're consulting and advising. And because of that, we get to try a lot of things and experiment. And then I get to bring those winning strategies to the masses. And that's what I'm doing through the new course. But before I launched the new course, I didn't want to just say, hey, my new course is out, come buy it. I wanted to spend 2 weeks just delivering value and giving everybody a sense of what's to come in the course and the training program, what type of lessons, the uniqueness, the innovative approaches, the kind of level of strategy that's going to be distributed and shared in the course. So that's the purpose of these videos. We're going to, like I said, put them out every day from the 1st to the 15th. They're going to be shared everywhere. You can't miss them. They're going to be posted on social, email, YouTube, Messenger, all these channels, right? Even though YouTube's social, whatever. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all these places. It's going to be posted everywhere, right? So you can't miss it. And you obviously found this one, so you know what you're doing, right? So let's start with the very first tip, the very first strategy in this series of video strategies. And what I want to direct your attention to is the screen over here on my left, which will now be front and center for your viewing pleasure. Come on, Hoki. Hoki always gets excited. She knows when the good stuff's happening, right? She was just chilling while I went through that whole spiel. She's like, all right, Dad, now we're getting to the stuff. Now I got to come up here and get ready, right? Yeah, you're so smart. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit today about how to create copy, how to learn from what you've done in the past from your tests to create copy and ads that spark conversation, and not just spark conversation, but dramatically increase click-through rates, dramatically decrease cost per clicks, and thus doing that, dramatically increase the likelihood to be profitable, the type of traffic you're sending to your site, and the sales that you're generating. So the example I want to show right now, this is actually like a real-time example. This literally is just happening the last few days. So this is something we did months ago. This is something we're doing right now with our own money. So we're running a ton of financial lead gen. We have a business called Unicorn Wealth, and basically we do a lot of affiliate offers for CPL offers, CPA offers. Basically, we drive a ton of traffic to different financial offers. That's basically what we do. We have a great content site that we started. We're posting multiple articles a day, building a large audience, a large email list, and a real business and brand there. So one of the things that I started doing was to start building our own list, and not just driving lead gen for other offers. I wanted to start getting people to basically tell us, do they think a recession's coming, or do they think a bull market's going to continue? I wanted to create a really strong top of funnel interactive content piece. Interactive content is something I talk a lot about. It's something that'll be in the course extensively, and something I'll be talking about in the next 15 days as well. You'll hear me reference that term a lot. So interactive content, I think, is probably one of the most important pieces of the puzzle for successful paid traffic in 2019 and beyond. If you're not leveraging interactive content for top of funnel and you're straight just taking cold traffic, sending to an offer page, you are going to find it very, very hard to stay profitable on Facebook and on paid traffic channels. And you're also going to find it difficult to scale and be stable, right? So we're not just looking for ways to generate more profits or higher ROAS. We're also looking to build out systems and put strategies in place that are stable, that we can build on, right? A lot of people, they take shortcuts, they find short-term winners, and then they got to reinvent the wheel a month or two later. We don't want to do that, right? So interactive content is things like quizzes, polls, surveys, contests, things where there's a lot of interaction happening, where there's a focus on engagement over just education, right? And so in the past, I've talked about using top of funnel content like videos and articles and stuff, and I still think that's powerful. However, they can get a little boring, right? Part of what is separating the great advertisers from the average ones and the great brands from the average ones is their ability to entertain, engage, and then educate and sell on the front end. So if you look at some of the biggest brands in the world, you look at brands that are just growing really, really fast. You look at marketers that are just crushing it, like companies like the Harmon Brothers, right, that have done Squatty Potty and Purple. They always lead with humor, engagement, entertainment, because that's how they get cold traffic to pay attention. Once I have your attention, I can do a lot more with it, right? I can do a lot more for you if you're paying attention. If you're not paying attention, it doesn't matter how good your product is. It doesn't matter how good your facts are and your education and your value is. People just don't digest it. They don't take it in. They don't internalize it, right? And that's why the example I give a lot of times is think back to your entire academic career. Think back to from your first teacher you had in preschool all the way to the teacher you had in college or grad school, whatever your highest education level was. Now I want you to tell me, out of all those teachers, who do you remember, right? Out of all those teachers, which ones do you remember their entire name, what they taught you, who they were, the experience you had in those classes? Got a number? For me, it's probably about 2 or 3. There's about 2 or 3 professors throughout my entire academic career that I vividly remember, that made an impact on me. And you know what all those professors had in common? They all entertained. They made learning fun first. They still taught me a ton. I learned a lot, but they made going to class exciting. I actually looked forward to their classes. I got excited for those classes. Those are the classes I never woke up in the morning and be like, ooh, I'm going to fake being sick to not go. I went in there excited, ready to engage, ready to learn. And because of that, I retained a lot of what I learned, right? So going back to interactive content for ads, this is a great strategy for top of funnel because, again, we just want to get people to recognize us. We want to make an impression on the feed. We want people to start, when they see our page name, when they see our logo, to start recognizing, hey, these guys, this brand, they share some really good stuff, right? Last time I saw a post from him was really fun. He was entertaining. He was engaging, right? You're going to help yourself stand out in the feed against the flood of competition that you're dealing with, right? So what we did is we knew that we wanted to start getting people into our email list, aware of our brand. But we also wanted to make sure we learned a lot about them, right? We didn't want to just get a lead for the sake of getting a lead, because that's not that valuable. We want to get leads that are qualified, that are answering some questions, that are actually like creating a dialogue that we're learning enough about that we can create a personalized post-lead experience. That's huge, right? If you're just getting a ton of cheap leads in the door, right, and all they're doing is answering one question or grabbing a little ebook, and then all of them are being treated equally in your retargeting and your email marketing and everything you're doing past that, your likelihood of being successful isn't that high, right? I want to create a personalized experience. I want to make that lead follow-up, that email they get, that retargeting ad they see, as personalized and as valuable as possible to that individual. Now, obviously, I can't make it like hyper personalized for each individual person, right? But what I can do is I can learn a little about these people, right? So let me show you an example. Let's pull up this ad over here. I'm going to throw this up. Okay. So here's the ad. Super basic. And again, this was a brand new test we wanted to do. So we didn't even know if it was going to work. So we started with just regular stock photography. We didn't go like crazy out of the gate with videos or anything like that. We're going to start doing that. I'm going to talk about that in future videos, how we iterate on the creative process. But we found a really good kind of apocalyptic photo of a businessman. And we said, 30% of Americans believe we will enter a recession this year. Agree or disagree? Poll, will we enter a recession in 2019? That's the ad we ran, okay? And this ad, and I'll get back to the ad and the copy in a second. So this ad runs to a outgrow survey we're doing, outgrow poll we're doing, right? Basically, economic collapse or continued bull market. Now, this graphic actually used to be much more generic. I'll talk about why we started to put Trump in it in a few minutes. So put your name in. I'm just going to continue with Facebook. Okay, first question. Do you think we will enter a recession in 2019 or continue the bull market? So I'm going to say bull market. Now, most people on lead gen are going to just ask one question, or they're just going to give an ebook or something that's going to get basic information, their email, their name, and maybe one question. I want more, right? So I'm going to say bull market. Okay, so now I know that person thinks that the bull market's going to continue. As somebody that's advertising offers to potential investors, that's really useful to know. Because if somebody thinks a recession's coming, I don't want to keep sending them offers about, investing in the stock market and stuff, because they might not want to invest in the stock market. If they tell me that they believe a recession's coming, I might segment them out, and I'm going to segment them out, and I'm going to send them emails about how to protect your wealth, how to preserve your wealth, right? How to ensure when the recession happens that you don't lose your shirt, right? That question alone helps me dramatically increase open rates and stick rates for my email leads. Okay, question number 2. So now I know that this person thinks a bull market's going to happen or continue. Well, that's useful, but what about knowing which market you're most bullish about? Because remember, we're sending offers for gold and silver, cannabis, these different markets. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm most bullish about cannabis. So now, if I have an advertiser that has a cannabis investing offer or some product that they have a CPA on, I don't want to blast that to my entire email list because that's not relevant to everybody. I'm going to just email that to my leads that are bullish and they're bullish about cannabis. Think about that. 2 questions, but I have gotten so much information and I've made my follow-up experience, my offers, my emailing that much more effective. My retargeting is that much more effective because of those 2 pieces of information, right? But let's go a little further. How much do you plan on investing in 2019? Well, if somebody says less than $5,000, I might not waste too much time hitting them with offers. I might just nurture them, build a relationship because they've told me they don't really have much money to invest. They don't plan to invest. But if somebody comes in and says, hey, 50 to 100 grand, that's a good qualified prospect to me. Obviously, you can make up how much you're investing, but you look back at that data, a lot of people said less than 5 grand. So people aren't really making that up. If they were, you'd see a lot of people saying $100,000 plus. Okay, so now I have some good data. But what we also realize is, hey, we're building we did our Trump coin in 2016, made a lot of money. We're going to redo our political business in 2020. It's going to be bigger than ever. Let's start building our political business as well. Let's get more value out of this lead than just, are they going to invest in the stock market, right? But let's tie it in naturally. This is a natural transition. So it's, okay, you think the bull market's going to continue. You're bullish on the stock market. Well, who's responsible for the bull market? Now, obviously, there's a lot more factors than just Washington in terms of the stock market and the economy. But a lot of people believe that, the president or, the other party, Democrats, Republicans, play a big role in why we're growing or why we're in a recession, right? That's just the reality. So I want to play on that, and I'm going to ask them, okay, who's responsible? So if I say Trump's responsible, that's good data for me. I know it's probably supportive of Trump. Then I ask, are you going to vote for him in 2020? If I say no, then I ask, well, who do you plan on voting for? So now I got information on which Democratic candidate I'm going to vote for, if I'm going to vote for. Am I going to vote for Trump? Do I support Trump? Who do I think is responsible? I'm getting all this information on the leads, but I'm doing it in a fun, engaging, interactive way, right? This isn't a boring survey. This is a fun, quick poll. I'm getting information. I'm getting a pulse of what my fellow Americans think. Okay. So all this information then gets passed into Drip. We're sending it all over there. I'll give you a quick little view of that real quick, and then we'll dive back into the meat of this video. Let's go to workflows real quick. So again, this is brand new. We're not showing this to we haven't shown this to anybody yet. You're the first people to actually see this. So let's go to our workflow. Okay, so all these leads coming in, we just set this up this morning actually. They're getting updated for that custom field. This is the quiz they entered. This is the quiz they came in on. We're putting a tag on them. We're then putting them into our indoctrination campaign, which is just a welcome email. Then what we're doing is we're running a decision tree. So if their answer to question 1 was that they think a recession is going to happen, they go on the yes path. If they think a bull market's going to continue, they go on the no path. We're now able to create a custom audience on Facebook. We use Drip. Drip connects directly to Facebook. So we actually put these people in a custom audience. So now they're in a custom audience that a recession's coming, or this one's on a bull market's going to happen. So that is so powerful. We now are able to build Facebook custom audiences on their quiz decisions. We're able to make sure they get personalized emails, personalized retargeting. It's a win-win for every party. And we've done this without selling them anything. We've done this without being salesy. We've gotten this much data and this much value simply by asking a little question, right? And what's amazing about these ads, so look at this. 441 comments, 55 shares, 270 engagements on this. This campaign, we only spent $585 on this campaign before we transitioned to make enhancements to it. And this is just one of 4 ads. So we spent less than $600 on this campaign. This is one of 4 ads. This ad has 441 comments. The organic engagement on these ads is crazy because we kept it simple. We kept it fun. We kept it kind of opinionated, contextual, current events based, right? What I want everyone to do, every advertiser could benefit from treating their ads more like organic content, right? Stop writing like a marketer and advertiser and start writing and thinking like you do when you use Facebook and these channels to organically post content, when you do it to socially post content or consume content, right? If you think in those terms, because when you're on Facebook or on Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube personally and using it socially, you write content differently. You share things differently. You engage differently because you're doing it more personally. And because of that, you usually get a lot more engagement. More people relate to you because it's personal. They can relate to it, right? But advertisers, all of a sudden, they put on this different hat and they start writing very, very salesy. It feels very stiff. It's very corporate, right? And people can sense it's an ad. What you need to realize is, other than that little sponsored badge that appears down here, there's nothing separating your post from other posts in the feed to the user that this is an ad and paid for. That's it, right? Obviously, this is a political, we're doing political ads as well, and that gets more notification disclaimers. But for the most part, it's a very little piece of gray text that separates organic from paid. The big thing that separates it is the way you write your ads, the type of creative you use, right? So by posting it like this is very, it's like a conversation starter, right? This is a quick question, agree or disagree, right? Recession. People don't like to think about the economy collapsing. They don't like to think about bad things happening, right? People get very opinionated and defensive when you make claims like this, right? And the more emotional buttons we can push, the more conversations we can spark, the more engagement our ad's going to solicit, the lower our costs are going to get because our organic reach increases, because each person that comments on this opens that ad up for their network, right? Each person that comments on this is, a lot of these people are tagging friends, right? They're sparking, look at this. The top comment on this ad has 104 likes and engagements. Think about that. There's a lot of people that run ads out there that most of their ads don't even get 104 likes. And I'm not saying we reinvented the wheel here or did something revolutionary. What I'm saying is like, all we did was just start thinking like people. Stop thinking like brands and advertisers and start thinking like humans. How people are using social media. And politics, the economy, those are hot button issues that people get passionate about. They have their opinionated and they have voices that want to be heard. They want to be heard by others. And what we're doing here is we're just acting to facilitate that voice, that platform, right? We're just creating a platform. We're creating a thread for other people to share their voice on. And people want that platform, right? So each one of these, look, this is 29 replies. This comment is 29 replies. This is 7 replies. This is 11 replies. This is 13 replies. These are all mini threads on here. This has 16 engagements, 27 engagements, 42 engagements, 45, 56, 62. Each one of these is helping this ad reach hundreds, if not thousands of more people for free, okay? So that's huge. So we saw this and said, hey, well, this is pretty good. We're getting a lot of engagement. We're happy with it. But at the end of the day, $2.70 leads. It got better as we went forward. So this is like the whole time. Let's just show like yesterday. So that was $3.99 on average. Today went down to $2.21. We made some changes to the landing page. So the cost per lead wasn't terrible, right? For a lot of people, they would love to get $2 or $3 leads. But what we saw is one of the advertisers came in and they wanted us to run people to a political poll. Basically saying, do you support, do you think President Trump's done a great job with the country? And they basically said, hey, we want 5,000 leads. We'll pay you $5 per lead. Not even kidding. $5 per lead. We were getting leads for 13 cents. So this advertiser paid us $5 per lead. And we got these leads for 13 cents. This just out of the gate exploded, right? Literally, we had 1,000 leads before we even spent like $50. So we knew that this was catching on to something. So look at the click-through rates. So it wasn't like anything was crazy with the targeting or the CPMs or anything. They were pretty standard. But the click-through rates, 20%, 18.5%, 17.6%, 17.7%. Insane click-through rates. And then from the click-through rates, the conversion rates were insane. So, we sent 4,300 clicks. We had 3,600 poll leads. So a lot of people that clicked it were completing it. So let's look at what these ads were actually doing. So let's pull up this one. Let's see if it wants to load. Okay. So what we realized is, okay, the economy and the looming recession or threats of a recession, that really got people riled up and motivated in speaking. Politics is a whole nother level, right? If you put Trump on anything, you put Bernie Sanders on anything, you put, the presidential race primaries on anything, you get opinions. Everybody has a voice. They have an opinion on why the president sucks, why the president's great, right? It is very, very polarizing. The economy, very polarizing. Politics, very polarizing. There are a lot of topics that are very, very polarizing. And so as an advertiser, you need to start thinking about, okay, what are those polarizing topics? And how can I incorporate polarizing themes into my ads to spark this type of conversation and dialogue around my ads, right? Facilitate and create that forum. So again, super simple ad. Do you think the president's leading the country in the right direction? Vote now. Vote in this urgent public opinion poll, right? So make it seem important. It's their voting, right? A vote's important, right? What do you think about the country? Now, again, 867 comments. A lot of these comments have massive threads on them. 11, 9, 71. This one has 71 replies on it, right? And they're all tagging friends. They're posting, GIFs. They're posting memes. This is all just amplifying the reach of the ad. So what we decided to do, and this is what I recommend all advertisers to start doing, is see trends and figure out how you can continue to incorporate that and improve and iterate on your ads and on your strategies. So what we did is we took the initial survey we wanted to do, the initial goals we had, the success we had there on the economy, Then we took what was working with the politics angle and we worked that into our new ads. So now we're driving traffic to the same poll and the same survey in the beginning, the outgrow one, that was initially costing us about $3.50 to $4 a lead. We dropped the cost per lead down to $1.05, and a lot of these are below $1. Now remember, these are leads that aren't just answering a yes/no poll. These are people that are giving us multiple detailed answers on who they are, what they're investing in. So basically we took the economy angle, we put Trump over it. So let's pull this up. Made some small tweaks to it. So are we going to enter a recession this year? And if so, who in Washington is most responsible? President Trump or the Democrats? Your opinion matters. Vote now. And then we have the headline, is a recession coming this year? Quick poll. And then again, in this one, we just launched this literally like 28 hours ago. It's got 93 comments, 6 shares, 51 engagements. All these comments have threads and engagements on it. We use an image of a red bear market, a green bull market. The colors grab attention. We have Trump on it. That's why we also changed the main image on the survey or the poll to be this image, because again, people are polarized when they see Trump. People are so we took 2 topics that were already polarizing: the economy, looming recession, politics. We combined them into one ad, one new angle, and we cut our ad costs basically from $4 to $1 per lead. So what does this mean for you? What does this mean for other marketers? Well, it means that I want you to start thinking, like we said a few times in this video, start thinking less like an advertiser. Take your advertiser hat off and put your social media user hat on. Think about the posts that you see in your feed that are getting the most engagement, that the most of your friends are commenting on, engaging on. What are the posts that are getting the longest threads, the most heated debates, right? And think about how you can incorporate those elements, the way that the post was written, the image that was used in the post, the language, the emojis. There's so many elements that you can pull from these posts that you can start incorporating into your ads. And they don't just have to be your top of funnel ads. They can also be your direct sale ads. But I want people to start using more interactive content, start using quizzes, polls, surveys, contests for top of funnel because they're fun. People like doing this. People like taking polls. They like taking quizzes, right? They like having their voice heard. It makes them feel important. So you're creating a interactive, engaging experience for your new members of your community. You're giving them a platform for their voice to be heard. You're caring about their voice. You're showing that you value their opinion. You're giving them a forum. You're learning a lot about them that can be passed to your Facebook retargeting, to your email marketing. It's a win-win experience. And this gets so many people into your ecosystem that you can then retarget down funnel, right? Build a large pool of people that are engaged, nurtured, warmed, that now you can start to move further down funnel. That way you're no longer dependent on just cold traffic to offer. That is not a stable system. If you have a stable flow of bringing cold traffic in through engaging interactive content, and then you focus just on monetizing that pool, that is a stable, scalable strategy, right? And that is what the best marketers are doing right now on Facebook, on all paid traffic channels. They understand the power of interactive content, top of funnel, of making sure that you're building relationships. So tip number 1, I'm not sure if all the tips will be as long as this one. So if you're like, hey, Max, this is a little too long, we'll try to keep it shorter in the next ones. But this was a big topic. This is something that's exciting to me because we just did it. We're doing it in real time, and I'm seeing the changes as you're seeing them. So it's really exciting for me to launch something and see a lead cost per lead go from $4 to $1. It doesn't happen all the time, right? But what it does show is that if you iterate, if you're constantly looking at the data, if you're constantly testing, making changes, you are going to get better and better and better results. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to be on the lookout tomorrow for video number 2. Thanks, guys.